Good morning, students. Welcome to class 9. Today's topic is Mauritius. In English Literature, Chapter 2, Part 8. So in the previous video, we had completed the language activities, understood modals, auxiliary verbs, their usage, where they are used and how they are very important part in our communication. Similarly, we had studied the arrangement or the order of the adjectives when we have a sentence using multiple adjectives. I'm sure you're clear on those two topics. Let's go ahead today. In this now, we are going to see the examples for each and every model we had studied. We can break up the models, the word as model, the functions it does, and examples. For each model, we have a function and an example. For example, if you use the model can or could, the functions are seeking permission, offer, request, or ability. When we have can or could, it is seeking permission, offer, request, or ability. Request and ability. Now let us make a sentence to understand it. Examples. Can I or could I borrow your book? One example is, can I or could I borrow your book? She can read and write. So the next example is, she can read and write. So one, you're questioning, you're asking a question. Can I borrow your book? Can I buy this dress? Could I help you? When you ask these questions, you can get answers also in a sentence form. She can read and write. She can help herself. He can walk down the stairs. Now all these are examples of models can and could, whose functions are seeking permission, that is a request, an offer, or an ability. Next is may. May means, again, what is the function of may? Permission, possibility, offer, or request. Examples. May I have some water? May I shut the door? May I help you? May God bless you. Similarly, children, when you come into the class, you have gone to the washroom and you're coming back to the class. What do you ask the teacher when you want to step into the class? May I come in, ma'am? Isn't it? So this is an example of the model whose function is to seek permission. It's a request, or it can be a possibility or an offer. Next model is might. Might is, you've heard might. Yes. Future possibility. Probability. Future. Might, may is now. Might is future. They might sell their house as they are in need of money. She might stay indoors as it is raining heavily today. So you can see the word might used in two different contexts. One is they might sell their house. It's not sure. If they are in need of money, they might sell their house as they need money. It's a probability. She might stay indoors as it is raining heavily today. She may not come out today to play. Next is will. Will is intention. Intention means thought, offer, prediction, something you can tell ahead of time, promise. I am tired, so I will not play. Straightforward sentence. It will rain today. You are 100% sure it will rain today. This is prediction. Next, would. Would is preference. Preference means choice. Request, making arrangements. Example is, would you prefer tea or coffee? Actually, it can even say, would you prefer tea to coffee? Would you prefer to sing or dance? Did you understand? So it's asking for your preference, your choice. Would you like to have coffee or would you like to have tea? Would you like to sing or would you like to dance? Shall. Shall is a model and the functions are making arrangement and offer. Shall I help you to cross the road? You're asking the person's consent. Shall we meet at 4 p.m. today? You're making an arrangement. If we have to meet at 4 p.m., let's know now. Should. Recommended action and advice. What is recommended action? Recommended action means something that is expected, told you. It's like an advice told to you. Examples. You should listen to the advice of your elders. You should wash your hands well. Now this should is some kind of an advice that is given. If you remember the lesson, the best advice I ever had, you might remember that Mahatma Gandhi tells Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Pandit, you should visit your relatives, husband's relatives, before you leave the country. Now that is a kind of advice, a good thought which is told so that the person who does it benefits from it. If you wash your hands well, who benefits? You or I? You. So it is something that you have to listen and follow. Next is ought to. It is an obligation. Obligation means you do something, you take some offer, help from somebody. Suppose you have taken 500 rupees from your friend. You are obliged to return that 500 rupees to him, isn't it? Obliged means that is something on you. You have to return it to him. So it's an obligation. Probability and advice. Ought we use wherever the functions are probability or advice. You ought to do your duty. When it comes to doing your duty, there is no other thought. You have to do it. You ought to here means have to. The bus ought to be here any minute. This is again a probability. Any time the bus might be here. It's supposed to be here by within a minute. That's what it means. Next is must. Must is a strong obligation. If we always tell children who want to do well that they have to only remember 3 words. I can, I must, I will. First is belief in yourself. I can. Then I have to achieve it, so I will do it, must do it. And then definitely it will become will. So here, that is the obligation we are talking about. And it is a necessity. We must make a move now. Must make a move now means we have been sitting here talking for a long time. It's high time we left for our homes. You mustn't tell lies. Mustn't tell lies. Should not tell lies. Must not tell lies. So that's the negative way of using must. Next is need, the model need. Compulsion, insistence, necessity. What is the meaning of need? Something that you really need. Compulsion, it's forced. Insistence, you have to have it. It is a necessity. He need not go to the market. There was something to buy in the house. Suddenly they realized they have it. So they said, he need not go to the market. They need water to drink. They are very thirsty. It's a must. They have to drink water. So they need water to drink. Have you all understood, children, so far? Now we come to some questions. Do you know? Do you know what? Can, could, may, might, shall, should, will and would are called pure models. How many of them? Can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would. How many? 8 of them. They are called pure models. They are followed by a main verb in its bare infinitive form. For example, I must go. Don't change in the third person. Example, he will help, not he will helps. It doesn't change. He will help. It will not become he will helps. Did you all understand? Next one. Need and dare are both used as modal verbs and main verbs. Need and dare. They need a lot of practice to win the match. This is when you're using it as a main verb. They need a lot of practice. If I'm going to use it as a modal verb, they need not practice so much to win a match. So this is a modal verb. Have you all understood, children? I'm sure you have understood this very well. Thank you, students. Sai Ram.